All right, let's dive right in. Have you ever looked at your dog and just felt like they get you? I mean, really get you in a way that people sometimes just don't? Well, you're not alone. And that feeling, it's a huge psychological connection that we're going to unpack today. And we're not just talking about a cute friendship. We're going to look at this from a clinical perspective to see what's actually going on under the surface.
You know that phrase, right? You're the only one who gets me. So many of us have probably whispered that to our dog at some point. And it sounds like just a sweet thing to say, but from a clinical viewpoint, it's actually a really powerful signal. It tells us there's a deep, deep need for understanding, for feeling seen, that for a lot of people feels safest to experience with an animal.
So, what is that? That unspoken, almost magnetic pull we have towards dogs? It's way more than just thinking they're cute. It's a really fundamental drive to connect, and it has some incredibly deep psychological roots that we're about to dig into.
Okay, just picture this for a second. Your dog walks into the room and you kind of just track them with your eyes, right? You're not even really thinking about it. And then they come over and settle down right near you. That little feeling you get, that's not just nothing. It's this tiny internal nod of validation. It's not about attention, it's about feeling chosen, seen with zero pretense. And that, right there, is an incredibly powerful therapeutic moment. So where does a connection that intense actually come from? Well, a huge part of it is shaped by our earliest experiences with love and safety. We're going to look at how our own emotional past, specifically our attachment styles, can actually predict just how strong that bond with our dogs will be.
You know, in clinical work, we see this pattern over and over again, and the research backs it up. People who have what we call an anxious attachment style, maybe they grew up where love felt a little unpredictable or inconsistent, they often form these incredibly powerful bonds with their pets. And the reason is simple, really. The dog gives them the one thing that was so often missing: rock-solid, unwavering stability.
In this chart, it just lays it out so clearly. Human relationships, they're amazing, but let's be honest, sometimes they can feel conditional, like there's some fine print you have to read. You feel like you need to be on or perform a certain way. But a dog's love, it's just there. It's stable. It's consistent. It sees the unedited you, the you that's exhausted after a long day, the you that's frustrated, the you with no makeup on. And if your brain is wired to always be on the lookout for unpredictability, that kind of consistency is just profoundly calming. It's like a deep sigh of relief for your nervous system.
Okay, so this is where it gets really cool. This connection we're talking about, it's not just a feeling or some abstract psychological idea. It's a real, measurable, biological thing happening inside your body. That feeling of love is actually a cascade of hormones creating this incredible feedback loop between you and your dog.
So check this out. There was this amazing study back in 2015 published in the journal Science, and it found that when you and your dog just look into each other's eyes, boom, both of your brains release oxytocin. This is often called the bonding hormone or the love drug. It's the same chemical that helps bond a mother and her newborn baby. And because it's happening in both of you at the same time, it creates this powerful loop that just keeps making your connections stronger on a purely chemical level.
So the big takeaway here is that you're not just loving them, they are actively, chemically making you feel loved too. This is not a one-way street. Your dog isn't just some furry little sponge soaking up your affection. No, they're an active partner in creating these feelings. And that co-creation of positive emotion, that's one of the key reasons this relationship can be so incredibly therapeutic. But this safe, powerful bond does way more than just make you feel good in the moment. It can actually become this incredible mirror for understanding yourself. It gives you this amazing, judgment-free space to start exploring your own emotional world and figure out what you really need.
So when a client tells me, my dog is just easier than people, my ears perk up. I don't see that as a problem or a flaw at all. I see it as a clue. It's an invitation to get curious. Why does closeness with people feel so complicated, maybe even a little dangerous? Your dog provides the perfect, safe starting point to explore what you need. Things like reassurance, consistency, unconditional love that you might feel you can't ask for from anyone else. And this is how we can start to do that work. In a therapy session, we might use journal prompts just like these to start connecting the dots. Asking yourself, when do I feel most relaxed with my dog? Or what feelings do I show my dog that I hide from everyone else? I mean, those answers can be so revealing. This isn't just about writing a diary about your pet. It's about using the safety of that relationship like a map to explore your own inner world and find those unmet needs.
Okay, so what's the long-term payoff here? What are the actual psychological benefits of this bond? Well, it's not just about feeling comforted in the moment. This relationship is actively training you, honing really crucial emotional and social skills, and building a powerful foundation of resilience. Think about it. You're living with a creature that can't use words. So what do you have to do? You have to become an expert at reading nonverbal cues. And that heightened sensitivity, it doesn't just stay with the dog, it actually transfers over to your human relationships. You start to become more attentive, more empathetic, better at noticing those tiny shifts in the people around you. For anyone who's navigating trauma or just feeling misunderstood, the dog becomes this incredibly stable anchor in their life. And this, to me, might be the most powerful therapeutic piece of all. Your dog has seen the unedited version of you. I mean the real you. The you crying on the kitchen floor. The you eating cereal for dinner. The you at your absolute messiest. And what did they do? They stayed in the room. That experience of being completely seen and accepted, warts and all, that builds a deep, unshakable sense of worthiness. It builds true psychological resilience. All right, so now that we understand all this, how can we actually use it? How do we consciously integrate this bond to make our day-to-day lives better? Let's talk about some really practical, mindful ways you can add this relationship to your emotional regulation toolkit. And look, these might seem like just cute, fun things to do, but I want you to think of them as clinical interventions. When you mindfully pet your dog, I mean really focus on the feeling of their fur, you're grounding yourself in the present moment, which is a killer for anxiety. A quick focused play session, that can literally break a cycle of negative thoughts. And co-regulating your breath with them while they're sleeping, that's a seriously powerful way to calm your entire nervous system. So let's walk through this one because it's so simple and so effective. Next time your dog is resting, just sit down next to them, put a hand gently on their side so you can feel their ribs rise and fall. Now close your eyes and just for a minute or two, try to match your breath to theirs. That's it. That's what we call co-regulation. You're literally using your dog as a physical anchor to guide your own body back into a state of calm. It's this beautiful, shared moment that can honestly reset your entire day. So when we look at the big picture, what does this all mean? The goal here isn't to replace people with dogs. Not at all. The goal is to take the lessons you learn from this incredibly safe bond and use them to make all of your relationships better, especially the one you have with yourself. The love you share with your dog isn't an escape from the world. Think of it more like a safe training ground. It's a bridge to understanding yourself and what you need, and a stepping stone toward building healthier, more real connections with everyone in your life.